Now then guys, how we doing today? Thank you for joining me for one episode of Rebuilding Barcelona. First of all, if you're a new viewer to the channel, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see. And if you're a returning sub, thank you very much for your support so far. Like the growth on this channel has been absolutely fantastic over the last, couple of months. So I really appreciate your support. And like I say, if you're new to the channel and you like the episode, please give it a thumbs up. Shows me that what I'm doing is on the right track and it is enjoyable. And drop a sub if you wouldn't mind. But anyway, with all the niceties out the way, we're here at Barcelona. Now, Barcelona absolutely in the mud. Financially shot to pieces. Poorly ran. Overpaid players and not really doing the business in the La Liga at the minute. Now, my knowledge of the La Liga is shocking. Absolutely shocking. I'm sure that'll be evident as the episode goes on. But yeah, today is all about, basically trying to balance the books while maintaining competitive and staying in a job. So let's get started on that. So here we go then, guys. 29th of June. 2021, so we're in this current year. We've already skipped the season we've simulated, and Lionel Messi is obviously, that is the big dilemma. What do we do? But Barcelona, what are they about? Currently third in the league. That's where they've just finished in the previous season, so they didn't even really compete with Real Madrid, who finished 14 points clear at the top. Now, finances, this is what we're all about. So financially, you'll see that the editor button is up there. I have amended the balance. So we're currently £500 million in debt in the overall balance. I've got no transfer budget. We're currently over the wage budget by 200k as well. We've got a lot to work on. There's obviously a lot of bits that we need to do. First, we need to look at the squad depth. We need to look at the quality of the squad. We need to look at the overplayed players. And we need to look at, obviously, getting players off the books anyway as we try to balance it out. We may need to use the reserves. We may need to look at the under-18s and bring players through. That may be the way to go. But yes, we are currently in overall balance of minus £500 million. So we are well and truly in the mud. So squad-wise, then obviously we've got a nice full squad there. Looks like we've got plenty of depth in the squad. But what we're really interested in is obviously the wages. Lionel Messi's getting paid £1.1 million a week. No wonder they're in the shit. Jeez Louise, £1.1 million a week. Christ almighty. So, yeah, Messi, even if he is the best player in the world, don't even get me started on Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, who's the GOAT. Obviously, Joe Linton is the GOAT. But, Christ, look at that, £1.1 million per week. So, his contract expires tomorrow. I think it's fair to say that Lionel Messi will be leaving us, as we need to clear that straight away. What was the finances again? We're paying just over £5 million a week, and 1.1 million is going to Messi. So there you go. Messi will be going regardless. That's that decision made for us. The conundrum is gone. So yes, squad depth-wise looks good. Obviously, who's the most valuable player at the club? Griezmann and Ansu Fati. We're going to have to keep some quality though, as we need to remain competitive. And obviously, the whole thing is for me to stay in a job. Now, there is no point doing a 5-year plan. Realistically, what this is going to be, we're going to have 5 years to, first of all, get Barcelona in the black. And then secondly of all, try and win some silverware. So dominate in La Liga, win the Champions League, and realistically become one of the best teams in the world again. They're not far away, don't get me wrong. They've got some real quality players like Griezmann, like I say, Ter Stegen's incredible, Frankie de Jong. And amongst others, there's plenty of players that I could go through. But yeah, that is things as it stands. When we look at the squad dynamics, we've got Ansu Fati that wants a new deal to reflect his ability. That's going to be hard. But then again, moving Messi on could release some wage funds for him anyway. And Dembele is wanting to go as he wants to start more games. We can work on that anyway. As far as top influencers go, we've got Messi, Busquets and Piqué. Fine with that. But just going back, team cohesion's very good. Club atmosphere is average. And managerial support is average as well. So tactically, who really knows at the minute? And naturally, it's probably going to be a tick-attacker, let's be honest. But are we going to play 4 at the back? Are we going to play 3 centre-backs with 2 wing-backs? We're going to play 1 in the midfield? We're going to play 1 up front? We're going to play a wide man? That's a decision we'll make once we've obviously moved some players out of the club. And we've got like the bare bones of what we need. And then we'll build that tactic around the squad. So tactically, at the minute, I'm pretty poor at tactics, if I'm honest. I've got about 15 tactic videos on this channel already. And yeah, they've been a mixed bag as we try to create a little bit. But we'll go with, whatever fits the team. I'm not going to build a team around a tactic. I'm going to build a tactic around the team. So squad depth-wise, looking at the minute, Lionel Messi is obviously the standout player. He's the best striker we've got at the club. But Griezmann, Ansu Fati, Martin Braithwaite. There you go. What a player. What is he doing? Absolute fraud. What is he doing at Barcelona? I know he gets joked about, but Martin Braithwaite, watch him go and score 30 goals for us this season. Watch him. But we've got Braithwaite there. Out on the left-hand side, Griezmann, Coutinho, Ansu Fati. Jordi Alba's a bit high there. And out on the right-hand side, Messi, Griezmann. You know, Dembele, I don't really know. Like I say, my knowledge of this Barcelona team isn't great, I'm going to be honest. In the midfield, then looking at it, Messi playing deep in the midfield as well as De Jong, Busquets, Pjanic, Coutinho, all there. Out on the defensive left-hand side is Jordi Alba. Junior Firpo and Langlet. Serginho Dest is a quality player as well. It can play out on both sides. In the centre of defence, we've got Piqué, De Jong, Langlet, Todibo, Araujo. And out on the right hand side, Sergi Roberto, who seems like he's been there forever. Currently 29-year-old. He's one of the academy prospects, isn't he, that's got all the way through. I do rate him highly. And then we've got Emerson, Dest and Wagyu. And then in goal, we've got Ter Stegen and Neto. How much is Neto on as a backup goalkeeper? 105k per week. This is absolutely mental. Get one of the reserve goalkeepers. In Ter Stegen is obviously the undisputed number one for the time being anyway. So yes, as far as the squad depth goes, it's looking good. Even with Messi out the equation, obviously, it's who leaves with him. So transfers wise, then we've got loads of players leaving on free transfers where contracts haven't been renewed. That's great, but I don't see any big names leaving there. None at all. Todibo, there's been an offer in 5.75 million. What is he worth? 11 million, so that was never going to get accepted. And Emerson is valued at 17.25 and they've offered 4.9. That's also been rejected from Real Betis. You know, so for me, looking at the club vision, what do they really want? They want us to develop players using the club's youth system. We can do that. Work within the wage budget, of course. To challenge for the first division title, we can do that, you know, and then end of next season is to win it, which is when my contract expires. So realistically, we've got to be pushing next season. This could be over in a couple of seasons. Yeah, the big thing for us, obviously, is to do something with that overall balance there. But for me, obviously, it's about what depth do we have in this development centre. So we have got some really good players there. Akamak, I think his name is. Elias Akamak, 17-year-old, looks very good. Can play out on that right-hand side. Is he a natural successor to Messi? Probably not, but a player that we could potentially push on. Currently in under-19s, could potentially end up in Barcelona B. Obviously, there's Javi. This guy, everybody talks about, you know, I think he's in most people's Wonder Kid 10, this guy, so potentially could see him moving up. And Nico looks like a decent player as well. But we've lost him. He's joining Monaco, so he's already leaving. He looks well-rounded. Central midfielder as well. Potential ability 4-star. So we could look at obviously developing some youth. That's probably the way we're going to go anyways. We're going to need to integrate those players in. So I think for me then, obviously with these finances in mind, we're probably just going to skip forward to the end of the transfer window. You know, we'll talk about the ins and outs, and then yeah, we'll have a look at how we're getting on, and we'll hopefully have taken a chunk out of this balance. Right then, guys, so here we are, first game of the season up against Valencia. And as far as the finances goes, it's not too bad. The crisis isn't over, don't get me wrong, but we've currently wiped off 106 million off our debt, so we're currently at 394 million pounds. Transfer budget, we've now got 36 million in the bank. We don't need to worry about that, you know, we're not really going to be spending them. But wage budget, we've got 5.1 million and we're currently spending 4.1 million, so we're £1 million per week under the wage budget as well. So we are starting to claw it back, but then I started to look at obviously the income. We've had £74 million there for the Spanish First Division TV rights, and it's looking alright so far. Season ticket sales £34 million. Expenditure though is absolutely crazy, as last season we spent nearly £200 million just on player wages. £63 million on bonuses is absolutely crazy. That is mental. Tax wise, £30 million on tax on VAT. So yes, obviously we've got a lot to recoup here. So far this month we spent £7 million on wages. We have obviously reduced quite a bit, and we'll go through with how I've managed to do that now. So players out there, we've managed to recoup £20 million. Now it's not a lot of money at all, as you know, the majority of these players that have left aren't big names. So Fabian Luzi, one of our youngsters, 17-year-old Spaniard, has left. 4-star potential ability, but he has gone for 5 million. Is it 5.5 million to Atletico Madrid, and he's gone straight into the under-19s. Junior Firpo, a player that I've never even heard of. He's quite well-rounded. Didn't really suit what I was after though. He's left for 9.75 million to Valencia after we spent £18 million on him 2 seasons ago. And the last player to leave is Matias Fernandez, so he has gone back to Brazil. and he's got for £5 million after we spent £6.5 million on him. But we have actually spent some money. We spent £9.5 million, and I had to, and I haven't really spent it on youngsters, which may have been the better idea, obviously, if I'm wanting to recoup some money further down the line. However, I am really concerned about how far away we're becoming from Atletico Madrid and also Real Madrid, which, you know, obviously is a concern. So we brought in Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Now, they weren't happy about us buying him, obviously, because we'd bought him from a rival. Now, we've spent £6.5 million on him, and he's literally there to potentially replace Roberto. Now, 85k a week is a decent bit of money to be paying him, but he's in his prime years, and I think that's the right thing to do. All rounded, you know, 2.5 star. He's not the greatest, but for me, he fits in with what I need. And then up front, we've brought in Edison Cavani, 34-year-old. We're paying him 110k per week. However, Braithwaite is about to go out on loan, and they're going to pay all of his 105k wages. So basically, we're spending an extra 5k on wages. I'll take that. We brought him in for 2.9 million from Man United. He scored 12 goals for them last season. And yeah, you know, he's sitting up front. He'll get goals for us this season. So that is it. That is all we've done. But like I say, finances-wise, we've been able to write off £100 million of debt, which is a grand place to be. As far as the dynamics of the squad go, club atmosphere is good, team cohesion is good, managerial support's good as well. We haven't wrecked the team by the players that we've moved out. I've got a few players that I've upset, obviously trying to move them on. But then Belly wants to leave because he wants to start more games. And Conrad De La Fuente is unhappy that we've broken a promise when we renewed his contract to say that we're going to send him out on loan. We're not going to do that. He's going to come into the first team. That was the big thing. As far as top influencers goes, Busquets, PK and Alba. And this is my concern. All three of my team leaders are all plus 30. Busquets is 33. Is PK 34? He is. And then Alba is 32. You know, got a very old squad here. Squad-wise, though, we have brought some of the youngsters through. So Mariba is already there. Pedri, Fati, De La Fuente, Dest is there as well. So I've got some of the youngsters in. Yes, we haven't brought them all through. We've got a lot more of them going out on loan to try and develop them. But so far, so good for me. I think, you know, we've brought in a little bit of experience. We haven't spent a lot of money of all. Yes, we didn't really have any money to spend. But I'm watching these other teams blow us out the water. And yeah, I am worried. So as far as the schedule goes then, looking at it, we start off with games against Valencia, Sevilla and Mallorca. We should be okay. We don't have the El Clasico until the 2nd of October. So what we're going to do now is we're going to simulate forward up until the end of the season. And hopefully, I'm still in a job first of all. We've got some decent income from our participation in the Champions League. Yeah, and we've got a very good league position. So yeah, let's fingers crossed and see what happens. Right, so we're at the end of our first season and it looks like it's been an absolute shambles as we finished in 4th place on 72 points. We're a full 21 points behind Real Madrid as well. That's not great at all, as we won 22, drew 6 and lost 10. Our goal difference was only plus 21. That is really poor. I'm quite surprised that we're still in a job there. However, we are, and that is our saving grace as it stands. So yes, 4th place finish. How did we get in on all competitions? So we were knocked out of the Spanish Cup in the semi-final by Sevilla. We didn't even get out of the group stages in the Club World Championships. And in the European Champions Cup last season. Let's have a look schedule-wise first. So I don't even think by the look of this we made it out of the group, because we didn't. We actually got knocked out in the second knockout stage of the Europa League. So there you go. That is an absolute shambles. Finances, though. That's the big thing. So this season we've made a profit of £187 million and we currently have an overall balance in the red, unfortunately, of minus £332 million. We're still doing alright, but the wage budget has gone down by £1 million. So we're now just spending under the wage budget. We've got £37 million to spend. However, next season's potential wage budget will only be £18 million. So we're still going to have to move players on. That's not ideal at all. So let's have a look then basically at the schedule and have a look at how we got on really. Were there any real shocks there? Because we had a decent start to the season. Won our first 4 games. Actually won our first 6 games in the La Liga. Obviously lost 3-1 there to Hertha Berlin. Then we lost to Elche 3-2. Man City we drew 1. We drew 0-0 with Real Madrid. But yeah, then the wheels started to come off as we lost to Real Sociedad, lost to Granada. Drew 0-0 with Atletico Pamplona. Atletico Madrid, we got beat 2-0. We lost then to Man City 4-0. It's a bit of a shocker here. 3-2 defeat by Sevilla in there. This is really poor. And especially as we're getting back to the end of the season. We got beat 5-0 by Espanyol. We didn't even get out of the Club World Championship group stage. What is that? We went out there as well. Jeez Louise. So yeah, I'm quite surprised we've got a job. When we look at the club vision, I've got a C+. I'm still fairly safe in my job as it stands, but my contract expires at the end of this season, so that's the big thing. So yeah, finances wise then, not ideal. But like I say, we've shaved off £187 million of our debt. So this season coming, obviously we just need to recruit again. So you'll join me just before the start of the season, when hopefully we've shaved off some more of that deficit and we've got a stronger squad. Right, so we're back at the start of season. First game of the season is the El Clasico against Real Madrid, but we are at home. We haven't had the greatest pre-season, I'll be honest with you, when you look at it. We drew 1-1 with Wuhan, we drew 0-0 with Besiktas. Yes, 2 other wins in there, but it's not been as dominant as I would have liked. Finances wise though, this is the big thing in it. We've had a little bit of the pre-season, we've had an opportunity, and as you can see, we're now down to minus £168 million, which is fantastic. We've got £26 million in the bank, and I have had to spend some money because the team has been absolutely decimated. The fire sale continues. As wage budget wise, we're spending £3.2 million when we've got a budget of just over £4 million. So far, so good. As far as the ins and outs go, Martin Braithwaite went to Al Zahira. He left for £5.5 million. Halfway through their season already, he's played 18 games, scored 6 goals. So Martin Braithwaite, you know, we spent £16.5 million on him. We got him off the books for £5.5 million, but we saved a lot of money on his wages. 105k he was on, and that is a hell of a lot of money. Sergio Roberto, now obviously I spoke about him at the start of the episode saying that he was one of their own, but it was time to move him on. We got an offer of £50 million for PSG and we let him go. £50 million, absolutely massive money, and we needed it in fairness. He was probably our best player at right back and decent in central midfield, but we just had to accept the money. Emerson has gone to China. He's gone to Shanghai for £22.5 million. Didn't really do a lot for us in fairness. Last season, 14 games. Yeah, good money. And Mika Maramol, a player that we didn't really see too much of. He played 3 games last season, but he's predominantly in the B team. £10 million to Napoli. I don't think it's that good, so he went. Easy money again. Kieran Trippier went off to Feyenoord, so he's gone for £4.4 million after we spent £6.5. Not great when you're trying to make sound financial decisions, but £4.4 million I think is the right thing to do there. We managed to get Neto off the books. Now, he was on massive money as well, 110k per week. He has gone to Shakhtar, and he's gone for 7.5 million, but potentially 9 million with add-ons. So I'm happy with that. Didn't play a game for us last season. The season before, played 7 games and conceded 10 times. So Neto has gone. One that we made a hell of a loss on is Coutinho. He has gone to Juve. Now, he went for 37.5 million. For me, I don't think he's that good. Yes, stats-wise, he looks alright. You know, technically he's great. Mentals, he's got some strong mentals. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability with 30-year-old. And like I say, 37.5 million, good again. I'll take that. But as you can see, a lot of our quality players are now leaving. But with that in mind, we had to bring in some talent. So we brought in Sandro Tonali, 22-year-old Italian, 3 caps. I don't think this guy needs any introduction, really. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. The thing is, we got him on a free transfer. Free transfer. Comes straight into the first team as well. Quality all-round player. Continental reputation as well. But yeah, very, very all-rounded. We brought in the left back, Emerson, from Chelsea. Now, it's not great, don't get me wrong, but when you see how much you paid for him, free transfer again, he can sit out on there. Again, he's all-rounded. He's not the greatest. He's good enough, definitely good enough for Barcelona. He's in his prime years. He's valued at 20.5 million. He'll be a good squad option. Emerson in there at left back. And then the wonder kid, Yusufa Makoko. Now, free transfer. Free transfer from Borussia Dortmund. What more can you say? Obviously, he's been playing in their second team. 18 goals and 15 goals in successive seasons. You know, he's going to be a real talent. Again, someone in the first team, valued at 2.4 million. I think everybody who's played Football Manager knows about this kid, and he's incredible. But like I say, just to confirm, he's a free transfer, so we had to have him. So then we spent massive money on Aguri. Now, he is a 22-year-old Frenchman. Look at that, current ability and potential ability. Those technicals there. Dribbling 16, finishing 16, first touch 16. Now he's going to play up front. £27 million we paid for him. He scored 13 goals last season for Nice. And I'm really pleased with that, if I'm honest. £27 million. Big money, yes. Especially, like I say, when we're trying to cut the cost. He's an elite winger. He's been brought in to play either as a lone striker or out on that left-hand side. We may see more of him on the left. But yeah, he's definitely going to be started. And then finally we brought in Thiago Meyer. Now this guy come highly recommended. Again, attributes wise he's very all rounded. 16 mark and 16 work rate. He can play defensive mid. For me, he's going to play in the centre of the park. Still a very good player. Current ability 4-star, potential ability 4-star. Defensive midfielder, that's his media description. But £16 million, I just need to strengthen in the middle. Obviously, where Sergio Roberto go. And I think for me, 16 million, that's not a bad deal at all. So when we look at the team report and the squad depth, you know, we've got Serovic in goal as the number 2. Obviously, he's a deputy, which doesn't bother us because I didn't really want to spend money. I do need to strengthen out on that right-hand side. We're decent in the midfield. Everywhere else, I think we're set. You know, we look pretty good. It's just out on that right-hand side. Maybe the left as well. Jordi Alba, he's not getting any younger, is he? And then obviously we've got Busquets, who is probably in his last season with us as well. One thing I would say though, and I didn't mention this earlier on, is that Usami Dembele left us. Now, he did not want to renew his contract. He didn't play too many games for us either, but he cost some money, didn't he? £93 million we paid from Borussia Dortmund, and he went on a free transfer. He did not want to stay with us. He was not happy. I tried everything I could to keep him with us, but he's gone. So if anyone's wondering where Dembele's gone, he's gone to one of our rivals, Atletico Madrid. Not ideal, is it? Let's be honest, but it is what it is. So we're going to simulate forward this season, and you'll join me at the end of 2023. Hopefully, I've still got a job, and my contract's being extended, because like I say, my contract ends at the end of this season as well. So we just need to basically be in the top 2 now, and push on in Europe. That's the big thing. We need to keep this money coming in. Right then, so Season 2 is wrapped up. And in fairness, we've had a pretty decent season, finishing in 2nd place on 83 points. 1 point ahead of Sevilla when we look there. Celta Vigo in 4th place. Loving that. Their form at the back end of the season was shocking as well. But when we have a look, let's just have a look at the past positions. Yeah, we were at 1st at one point, actually. 3 weeks on the bounce. Then we went back up to 1st. We had a shocker dropping down to 4th, and then ended up pipping it into 2nd right at the end of the season. As far as top scorers go, I mean, Gori with 20 goals this season. Anthony Griezmann had the highest average rating of 7.15. Griezmann also had the most assists with 15. So not bad going, as we scored 71 goals in the league. That's the 3rd best. And we conceded 31, which is also the 3rd best. So looking at the schedule, you know, we didn't have a bad start. We lost 2-1 on that El Clasico on the open day, but as far as form goes, looks pretty decent, especially when we're getting down, you know, fair enough, they're friendlies, but that is a quality bit of form there. We'd 1 loss to Real Madrid in the Spanish Cup 5th round. The rest of it looks good, and it looks like there we had a 1-1 penalty victory over Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final. Not bad going at all. I'll take that. So there is our first bit of silverware, very handy. Oh, but then form has proper dropped off here, as we end up going out of the Champions League 4-2 on aggregate against Juve. But then form picks up again, really good, as we start off with a 3-0 victory against Celta Vigo, and then we boss it towards the end of the season. So form still pretty decent, I would say. And finances wise, we're £110 million in the red. So we are still clawing back that deficit. So as far as players leaving, Umtiti is going to be going on a free transfer. He's the only player that's leaving us out of the first team. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how things are going. So for me then, we just need to strengthen again for the start of Season 3. And you'll join me just before the season starts. Right then guys, so first things first, I've got a contract to 2027. Somehow, you know, with the financial instability, I think that's probably saved us, because realistically we should have been pushing on for a little bit more silverware than the Spanish Super Cup. But like I say, we've got that contract to the 30th of the 6th, 2027. That should see us out for the remainder of this challenge, which is fantastic. So it's just all about performance now, keep me in my job. But yeah, we've got that contract extension that we desperately needed. So it's the 20th of August then, and it's the first game of the season. And we're now currently £11 million in debt. That is it. We somehow turned it round. We've got £46 million in the transfer budget. We're only getting 20% of our sales though. So, you know, that is the problem. And hopefully by the end of this season, we're going to be in the black, and we're going to really be able to push on, as we're now in our 3rd season, and we really need to start going for silverware. So leaving us then is Miralem Pjanic. Now he has gone to AC Milan, 33-year-old. 3-star. He's a very good player, don't get me wrong. We've got a lot of aging players now, Tim. You know, Busquets, Piqué, Alba, all past it now, and this was a player that we wanted to move on. So we paid £55 million for him. However, we got £11.5 million back for him. Had a very good season for us last season. 34 games, 4 goals, 6 assists. But it was time to let him go. And a player that we picked up last season, Thiago Meira, has gone out on loan to Sevilla with the option for them to buy at £20 million. So it was a player that we brought in for £16 million. because he only played 9 games for us last season. He was a player that was going to be around the fringes of the team, you know, a squad player, but yeah, we've let him go out on loan because of the players that we've brought in his position. So the first player that we've brought in then is Jorge de la Sieta. Now he has joined us from Flamengo. He joined us actually midway through last season. He played 17 games for us after we spent £8.25 million on him. Very good player, really good player in fact. 29, 51 caps for Uruguay. Yeah, potential ability doesn't show too much, but for me he's got stats in all the right areas. You know, dribbling, first touch 16, technique 17, anticipation 16, flair 17. All these areas are highlighted, apart from maybe acceleration and pace. He's 29 now. He's really, really good. And like I say, he joined us in January. 17 games, 1 goals, 2 assists, 6.79 rating. I'm pleased with that. We then brought in Leandro Paredes. Now, he joined us from PSG on a free transfer. Free transfer, yes. We're spending 70k on wages for him, but he was getting paid 150 at PSG. Currently valued at 42 million. Now, yeah, stats-wise, again, very good. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential. Obviously playing to his full potential now. He's 29-year-old. 43 caps with 4 goals for Argentina. Going to sit right in the midfield. Behind this man, Adrian Rabiot. Now, he's joined us also on a free transfer from Juve. Absolute scenes as we're getting these players. Again, 3-star ability. Very, very good player. 28-year-old. Has still got 2 free seasons in him. 21 caps for France. Can play in centre midfield. So my central midfield partnership now completely changed. We let Pjanic go, obviously. And Busquets is past it as well. And the last player that we brought in is Yusuf Karabai. Now, this guy is an actual real player. I wanted to keep away from the new gens. We bought him from Bayern Munich. £9 million. Scored 20 goals in 34 appearances in the Bundesliga for Korn last season. So, yes, look at those technical stats there. Dribbling, finishing and first touch all above 16 with acceleration and natural fitness 16 as well. And the wonder kid. And we spent next to nothing on him. £9 million. So yes, that is the only player that we've actually paid any money for. And like I say, that has set our finances up, hopefully to be in the black at the end of this coming season. So to start the season then, we have games against Elche, Malaga, Atletico Bilbao, Atletico Madrid and Real Betis. So all winnable games. The Atletico Madrid game might be difficult as now Carlo Ancelotti is the manager there as well. They didn't have a great season last season. And as far as the expected positions go, we're expected to finish second. Real Madrid expect to win again. But we have got players in that Me Dream 11. De Jong, Fati and Griezmann all in there. As far as obviously those wage budgets goes, we have just re-signed Anthony Griezmann. We've extended his contract and he's taken 150k per week pay cut. So he's gone from 600k a week to 450k. So another bit of money saved there. And also coming in from our youth team is Santi Ramos Mingo. Very, very good player. Looks, 5-star potential ability, centre-back. Capped at under 23 level for Argentina. So we have got some of that youth now starting to come through as well. So there you go, guys. That is it. That is all we've done on the 20th of August. We're now going to simulate forward to the end of this season. 3rd season in now. And hopefully, we push on, we get some more silverware. And we're really challenging for that top spot, if not winning it. Right, guys, so the end of season 3, and here we go. We've won the league. We've bossed the league somehow. We finished 5 points ahead of Real Madrid. We only lost 3 games all season. 32 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. A goal difference of plus 68 as we scored 90 and conceded 22. There you go, confirmation. Player stats wise, Ansu Fati got 16 goals. He was the top goal scorer. Highest average rating was Motherboard with a 7.46. And most assists was Anthony Griezmann with 19. What a boy. As far as his team stats go, goals scored. We scored 90, which was the best. We conceded 22, which was the second best. So not bad going at all. We had the best average attendance as well at just over 91,000. Competition wise, we won the domestic treble. So we won the league, we won the Spanish Cup, we won the Spanish Super Cup. How did we get on in the Champions League? We went out in the quarter-final to Bayern Munich, who went out 5-3 on aggregate. Wowza, we were done at home there, 3-1. As we scored first as well, Mariba with the goal there, the away goal. But form looks like it was absolutely incredible. When we're looking basically from here onwards, we have bossed it. Look at those wins. Absolutely smashing it. There's a 6-0 defeat in there though to Real Madrid. At the Bernabeu, that is shocking. 6-0, we were absolutely thumped. We had 57% possession as well and we still managed to get beaten. But that is fantastic. That can only have helped our finances. And there we go. It took us 3 seasons, but we're now £103 million in the black. We're now getting 35% of our transfer revenue. We've got £79 million in the bank. So we've got 2 more seasons then to really dominate, build the squad and push on. Can we win the league again, and can we dominate Europe? I think for me then we'll move on to the start of next season. We'll get some decent transfer business now, so we're really allowed to start to let loose, and hopefully we can move on a little bit of the deadwood as well. Right, so the start of Season 4 then, guys, has just seen us simplify the team. So we've let a few players go. We'll look at the finances. We've got £38 million in the bank. We've now got £193 million in the overall balance. Wage budget's fantastic. You know, we've still got 800k to spend should we want to. But I've been working on the contracts of the squad, so we've still got some players that we're waiting to sign contracts, like Dest, potentially Gavi, maybe leaving. Mukoko, he's another player, you know, but we've got a lot of the players signed to much better contracts as well. Pedri's now on 240k per week. Ter Stegen is on 230. Mariba's on 190. So we are spending big money, but this is wrapping up those kind of players, the quality that we need. As far as the ins and outs go, Leandro Paredes, he's gone to Shanghai. On good money, in fairness. 32.5 million, considering we got him on a free transfer. He played 1 game for us. He's played 21 times for Shanghai already. But 32.5 million. Like, he only played 1 game for us. That's incredible. Thiago Mayer also left. He went off to Atalanta. We sold him for 15.25 million up front. 19.25 we'd add on. So we bought him for 16 million, so we should be recouping our money there. Played 30 games for Sevilla last season when he went out on loan. Only managed 9 games for us. One of our regens, Raul German, went to Manchester United for £40 million. He was on loan at Valencia last season. I would have kept him if this was a long-term save, but obviously with finances and the fact that I don't really want to use any new gens, regens, it was the ideal opportunity to let him go. So it's 40 million up front, potentially £56 million with add-ons. I'm very happy with that. He's a very good player though, absolute quality player, 18-year-old, 11 caps for Romania already, but he's gone to Manchester United. Francisco Trincao has gone to AS Monaco, so we sold him for a grand total of 17.75 million. There's also add-ons there, £10 million add-ons, so that could be £27 million. He didn't play much for us at all. In 3 seasons he was with us, he played a total of 5 games. He's played 2 games for Monaco already, so that is a good deal as well. We've basically couped our money when Barcelona spent 28.5 million from him when they bought him from Braga. And we've only brought in 1 player, which is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so £60 million we spent on this guy, but it's the one area of the team that we did need to improve out on that right-hand side. Now, ratings-wise, apparently he's not very good. Current ability 3-star, potential ability 3-star, but he's, you know, technically he's not great. Tackling, very good. Marking 12, that's all I need defensively. Got acceleration and stamina for him breaking forward, and we all know about Wan-Bissaka. He's a very good player, worldwide reputation. Should be considered a leading first division player, and he's a regular starter in his prime. So that is what we've got so far. I can't see us doing much else if I'm completely honest. As far as the schedule goes, first game is Mallorca, Sevilla, Atletico Madrid, Malaga and Almeria are my first 5 games. Again, they're games that I would expect to win. We've also then got the Super Cup semi-final further on in January against Real Madrid, Sevilla and Valencia, the other 2 teams in there. And from the season preview, we're expected to finish 2nd again. We've got a lot more players in that Media Dream 11 now. With Langlet, Ramos Mingo, what a player he's turned out to be. £57 million he's valued at already, and he's been capped 9 times by Argentina, only 22-year-old, so Ramos Mingo, one to watch there. But we are set up, you know, we've got Mariba in the midfield, De Jong playing that defensive role, Fati and Griezmann up front. The rest of the players are basically Real Madrid players anyway, so, you know, it's a decent mix. So that is it then, guys. We're going to start Season 4, hopefully to retain our league crown and push on in Europe. Ideally, winning the Champions League would be fantastic. And we've already had that domestic treble last season, so we need to look at building on it. Right, so we're back at the end of Season 4, and as you can see, we finished top of the league on the same goal difference and points as Valencia, so it's the head-to-head that's got us through there. Look at the state of that. Goals for as well has helped us out. 86 goals scored. Yes, we conceded 31, but form towards the end of the season as well. Absolutely banging, winning all of our 5 games in the run-in. So, finishing top of the league again, that's just what we wanted. How did we get on in Europe? So competitions-wise then, obviously we finished top of the league. We could become runner-up in the Spanish Cup, and we were knocked out in the semi-final by Real Madrid. In the Champions League, it doesn't look like we made it out of the group, so we ended up going into the Europa League where we were knocked out by Leipzig. There you go, 5-2 on aggregate by Leipzig. We got well and truly done there. But yeah, Europe's still eludes at the minute. However, like I say, we are now the dominant force in the La Liga. That's the main thing. How are we doing financially? Financially, we've now got £248 million in the bank. Loving that. And £196 million to spend in the transfer budget. So we are financially secure once again. We're done. So this last season then, season number 5, is just all about pushing on for Europe now, trying to win that Champions League. We've got the money to spend should we want to. I don't think we're going to damage ourselves financially, and we've currently got 700k still to spend on wages, so that is it. That's what we've got to be aiming for. Just to have a quick look at the stats. So top scorer for the season was Ansu Fati with 23 goals. Mariba had the highest average rating at 7.35. Griezmann with 15 assists. And he always seems to be up there when it comes to the assists. Team stats wise then, we scored 86 goals, which was second best. We conceded 31, which was fourth best. But financially, we're on it now. So we're going to look at adding a little bit more strength to the squad. And this season, which is our final season in charge, is all about winning that Champions League. So let's see if we can bring the players in to do that. Right then guys, so we're now on the 17th of August, first game of our final season in charge of Barca. And financially, still fantastic. We've got £190 million to spend. We've got £338 million in the bank, and it continues to rise. When we look at the projections, even after we've left the club, in 3 years' time, we'll have £605 million in the overall balance. We'll be absolutely rolling. In profit and loss, apparently, we're going to make a loss of £113 million. But as long as we keep on selling players, we'll be fine. And transfer budget will be £253 million. So financially, we're looking good. Transfers-wise, we've gone for experience this time around. So we've brought in N'Golo Kante, 34-year-old. He doesn't really need an introduction. He can tidy up. He picks a pocket, and he will regain us possession every single time. So we've got N'Golo Kante, joined us on a free transfer from Chelsea. I wouldn't expect to see him playing too much, but he's definitely a player that we need in the squad. We brought in Giovanni Reina, so the 22-year-old American. Now, he's another just relatively decent squad player. He's not going to set the world alight and play through the centre of the park. We got him on a free transfer from Dortmund. He's played a fair few games, so them 18 games from last season, 3 goals, 4 assists. But like I say, another squad option in the middle of the park. Virgil van Dijk joined as a world-class centre-back. Now, another guy that doesn't need any introduction. Yeah, he's aging at 34, but still those stats are incredible. Current ability, 4.5 star. Awesome. 15.5 million, that's what he played for him. He played 28 games for Liverpool last season, 7.46 rate. We know what we're getting from Van Dijk. Hopefully this is the centre-back that we need. We've got to reduce the amount conceded. We were the 4th best for goals conceded last season. We need to be the best. And obviously that'll help us out in the Champions League as well. And the last player in is Kai George. Now this guy will be in, I'm sure, many FM players' Wonder Kid Dream 11, absolutely guaranteed. But he has now moved on. He's 23 now and an elite striker. Current 3.5 star ability, potential ability 4.5 stars. Yes, we did spend £37 million on him, but he's been quite decent for Porto. As you can see there, 27 games last season, 18 goals, 29 and 13 the season before, and 29 and 18 the season before that. Ratings wise, incredible. Yes, we spent £37 million on him, but he's going to be our main figurehead up front, and I can see plenty of goals coming from him. So players leaving then is Jean-Claire Todibo. He left. He was a bit part player for us at best. 35.5 million from Schalke. You don't say no to that when he played 3 games for us last season. So we let him go. And that's basically played for Kai George. And then we let Aristocrata go for £14 million. Again, 31-year-old now. He's gone to Benfica for 11.25 million. Again, that basically played for Virgil van Dijk to come and join us. And then Youssef Kabadai, that guy that we brought in from Bayern after he scored 20 goals for Colm, didn't really do anything for us. Played another 18 games for us and only scored 1 goal. So yeah, it was time for him to move on. But that is it. Now, as far as the schedule goes, we start the season with games against Vallecano, Real Sociedad, Alaves, Atletico Bilbao and Atletico Madrid. So we don't play the El Clasico until the 29th of October. Hopefully we do the business there. Valencia, the one team that could potentially cause us trouble, I would say, out of that first setup of games before we play Real Madrid. And then when we look at the season preview, we're expected to finish second again. When we look at the Media Dream 11, we've got Dest, Van Dijk, De Jong, Mariba and Fati in there. So we've got to displace Real Madrid again, but can we win this La Liga 3 times in a row? But Champions League is the main one, that is the big thing. So fingers crossed, we're going to simulate forward for our last season. Hopefully we've got a Champions League at the end of it and we've returned our league crown. Right guys, so we're back and we're done. That is the end of the 5th season. As we end up topping the league, that's the main thing, you know. We end up winning the league, finish 2 points clear of Real Madrid, 3 points clear of Valencia. So let's have a look at obviously the past positions and see how it worked out. As we end up actually winning it on the last day of the season against Sevilla. So does that mean Real Madrid bottled it? No. Valencia bottled it on the last day of the season. So Valencia were in first place going to the last game of the season. They ended up going down into third. Wowzer. So just having a look at that league table again. We won 27 of our 38 games, drew 8, lost 3. Goal difference of plus 57. We conceded 26, which is the same as Real Madrid, which means we may be joined first there. Let's just have a look. So yeah, we had the best goals conceded, obviously joined first with Real Madrid. We scored 83 goals, 35 yellow cards, 2 red cards. A little bit dirty there, a little bit physical, but player stats and Ansu Fati with 21 goals. Mariba had the highest average rating with 7.42. Most assists was Ansu Fati, must have set himself up a fair few times. A best pass completion was Virgil van Dijk with 98%. So he has definitely made a difference. So as far as competitions go then, you know, we won the league. We were knocked out in the quarter-final by Manchester City in the Champions League. So there we go. We didn't dominate Europe again. We won the Spanish Cup and we won the Spanish Super Cup. So we got the domestic treble again. I'll take that. As far as finances go then, we finished with an overall balance of £279 million. Our transfer budget, what is remaining, is £189 million. Our wage budget's at £4.1 million and we're spending £3.6 million on wages. So there we go then, guys. So looking at the squad overall, you know, I think we've got a decent squad. Have we got the Barcelona that we know now? No. However, we have got some of their remaining players. So Ter Stegen's still there. Lenglet's still there. Frankie de Jong's still there, you know, and then up front we've still got Griezmann, we've got Ansu Fati, we've got Pedri. The thing is, we've built around those youngsters as well. So for me, I don't think this would be too far away from like the squad that we would have in 5 years' time. Yes, are we going to have Wan-Bissaka there? Probably not. But the players that are already there, like Ansu Fati, I reckon will still be there anyway. So there we go then, guys. A long, old episode, this one. This has been my first ever rebuild, so please leave any feedback. It may end up being a 45-minute video for all I know once I've edited it down. But yes, thank you very much. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. There will be more rebuilds coming. I've enjoyed this. Maybe not 5 seasons long, you know, we may go for the 3 seasons, but because of the financial trouble that Barcelona were in, I thought it was worth a go. So thank you very much. As always, it's been emotional, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.